awesome, girl, I see. Could just go with the motion. One thing I know for sure, you, girl, I need. Could just give me a portion. No, I ain't tryna force you. All I need, bet we go up like motions. Tell me I wanna know some, girl, I see.
What's up, Kiki and Cam family?
Why you stop?
Why did you laugh?
Because it's funny.
Okay, well, we're just gonna keep it.
Okay,
all right.
We'll keep going.
What's up, Kiki and Cam family? Why do you keep laughing?
Because you're funny.
I'm funny.
You're
I
hilarious.
said like 5 words.
Come on, let's get it done.
Are we keeping this?
Yes.
All right. What's up, Kiki and Cam family? Why do you keep laughing when I say that?
Just keep going.
We
Go. Finish. Come on. No, don't stop. Why are you stopping for? Keep going. Don't stop it. Don't you stop
we
it.
can't keep this whole thing
Yes,
in
we
there.
can.
It's long.
It's 52 seconds. 54, 55. 56.
We are back. If we can ever get there with Sir Giggles over here. We are back just to talk to y'all. We've had quite a few questions about how we're healing since our last video. Our last video, we talked about the pregnancy, how we lost it, the surgery, and that whole situation. So we've had some questions about how we've been doing after, how we've been healing, all that good stuff. So we just wanted to give y'all an update and fill y'all in on some things and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. What you want me to say?
Lead
How you
the
been
way.
doing?
I've been doing okay. I've been doing better. I did have some issues like physically for a little while after, as far as like being in pain and stuff still, but I mean, that's natural. Any surgery, you know. Mine lasted for a couple weeks, so I was a little worried about that. But I'm doing better now.
I'm gonna ask you, how you feeling?
I've been better.
Like the issue that you was having,
Yeah.
Is it all the way gone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my butt was hurting. I was having pain in my butt and it was really bad. But it went away and it just felt like pressure. But I was having that issue before I found out I was pregnant, so that was like, I don't know what's going on. But it's fine now, because I didn't like how you said your issue. Like,
I didn't want to say, because I didn't want to speak it, because it's not my business to speak.
I mean, I get what you were doing, but I said, let me just clarify. But yeah, so yes, my butt feels better.
That's good.
I do have moments where, you know, it's like, oh, you know, we would have had a really cute baby. And that type of thing. But I do feel a lot better now. Just kind of trying to, I guess, accept everything for what it is. You know, you go through the ups, the downs, but I do feel like now, at this point, I am doing better. How are you, honey?
You okay?
Yeah. How are you feeling?
I don't know. It's still rough thinking about the baby. I have days where I don't want to be bothered. There are days where I don't like getting out of bed. I want to play basketball just to get my mind off of it. I want to work, and I've been working a lot of overtime just to stay preoccupied. Like, I'll, clean the house, try to keep up with a whole lot of stuff just to keep my mind racing. But it's a lot. But what keeps me, really going is having to deal with you all day.
Isn't it grand?
And then it's been 6 weeks, and
yeah,
you never know. Like, I always look at the bright side of things. God always has a plan. And I know a lot of people that had rainbow babies. So,
yeah,
and the rainbow babies are always, just big blessings.
yeah, very much so.
they're always great kids. So I know that you've been having your little mood swings lately. So I don't like to. I always think about the baby that we could have had, but I don't always really put that on what could happen in the future, because knowing you, it could happen at any point in time.
That is very true. I think too, like I know towards like the beginning of, once we found out that, we had lost a baby and everything, it had hit me like really, really hard. And Cam had spent so much time like being a support system for me. So it's like, I don't think he really had a lot of time to process, because he was trying to be there for me, but it's been hitting you pretty hard here lately.
Yeah.
But I think just take things day by day. That's all we can do. Take things day by day. Try to stay positive, pray.
It's about time for you to take another test.
Yeah. So he's been badgering me about taking a test. Okay, so let me tell y'all what happened, right? So Cam went and got some ashwagandha, right? Some ashwagandha.
You gonna tell all my business.
Yes. So he went and got some ashwagandha. And so when I tell you, so I started CDL school, okay? And so he went and got the ashwagandha. And when I tell you the pre-trip stuff, trying to get the pre-trip down, trying to learn, because the trucks that I was learning on, they were all manual. And I've never driven. Is it driven?
Yes.
I've never driven. I mean, you ever say a word so much you don't sound like a word? Or is that just me? Like if I say,
yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. But
it happens to me all the time.
Anyways, so it's my first time ever driving stick. And so trying to learn how to work all the gear shifts, and it was stressing me out. So I have been taking ashwagandha like crazy, okay? Like three.
For what though?
Well, it said 3 times a day on the bottle.
But what are you taking it for?
Because I was stressed out. I was taking it because I was stressed out in school. That's why I was taking it 3 times a day. So one day I'm scrolling on Facebook, right? And this girl made a post and was like, basically, she has twins. And she was like, yeah, so she had posted a picture of a bottle of ashwagandha and was like, be careful taking this because it makes you really fertile. I said, hold up, what? So I think I texted you, or did I call you?
You text me.
I was in the truck, wasn't I? I text you and I was like, I just seen this on Facebook. So then I started looking it up on Google, and apparently it makes you super fertile. I did not know that. So here lately, I've been really moody. I've been crying a lot for no reason. I remember he said something to me. It really was like nothing, but I cried.
Like 9 times.
Yeah, I've cried a lot.
And you broke up with me.
And I did.
Don't try to walk past that.
I'm not, but I was trying to not say why I broke up with you. Yeah. But anyways, so
What?
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, so then I was in CDL school. I had my I had to do my CDL test last Thursday. It's Saturday, so a few days ago I had to do my CDL test. And I was doing my skills, like they gave me the morning to practice. I had to do my test at noon, so I'm practicing my skills. I could not get my skills right at all. Like I'm trying to do my offset parking. If y'all know what this is, I'm trying to do my offset, do my parallel parking and all that stuff, and I could not get it right for nothing. And when I tell you, all the weeks that I've been in school, I have not really had any major issues with like my skills. Like after that first week, I pretty much had my skills down. But the day of my test, I could not get it. I literally just sat in the truck and just cried. Like I just started crying. I broke down. My instructor was like, you want to take a break? I was like, yeah. So I go over to the car. I'm sitting there. I FaceTime Cam. He's like, are you crying? And I'm like, yeah. Because I don't really cry. Like I don't really cry about much of anything. I'm not a crybaby, but I have been here lately, so he's been badgering me about taking a test. So if something happens with that, we'll tell y'all in like 8 months.
No. You told me, because you tried to skip past the part where you told me about the girl having twins and ashwagandha making you really fertile. And that was like 2 weeks ago. And since then, you have been taking ashwagandha like 3 times a day still.
Oh, well, yeah, I've been taking them still. But, I mean, at that point, it was already too late. It is what it is. But, yeah, so I did just get my CDL. Finally, I've wanted that for like 3 years. And so, all thanks to my love. He helped me so much. He was quizzing me. Yes, you did. You were quizzing me on my pre-trip. He was encouraging me when I wanted to quit every other day. I was stressed. And if I couldn't get something right, I'm like, I just give up. He's like, baby, you got this. The day of my test, I called him crying. And he's like, you got this, babe. You helped me out a lot. But I did just get that done. So I am excited to start driving big trucks. I'm excited about that.
I know. I don't know why I didn't do anything. You could do it. You just are a crybaby.
I'm not a crybaby.
Well, you are now. Like, I don't understand. You always stress out about stuff that you already know that you can do.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I just get stressed before. But yeah, so we just been chilling, honestly. Just chilling and going through the motions and all that good stuff.
So how do you feel?
I feel better. I'm excited to, start driving, getting on the road. You know how long I've wanted to do this. And so I am excited about that. Getting ready to get married. Finally. Yeah. Getting ready to get married.
It's finally, because you always was skeptical about going to get married.
No, it wasn't that I was skeptical. I just wanted us to be in a better position than we were in. That's all. But I am excited for that. Ready to take a trip, to be honest. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Get away, get some air, get some sand in my toes. All that good stuff.
You're talking about going to Toronto. We're going to get some sand in Toronto.
Well, we're not going to Toronto. You shut that down. You said you want to go to a beach. So, sand in my toes.
I know you want to go to a beach.
I love beaches so much. I adore beaches. I want to live on a beach, to be honest. If I could just wake up every day and see beach, you know how excited I would be? But like Caribbean beach, though. Not like Caribbean beaches.
So,
yeah.
How do you feel like the experience has changed you?
One thing is I need to put more precedent on paying attention to my body and my health. Putting like a sense of urgency if something's going on instead of trying to push it off like I did, because I was having pain for a little bit of time before I went to the hospital. I mean, obviously not thinking it was what it was, but putting more precedent on that. I think that it made us stronger going through it together, being a support system for one another. And I feel like we can accomplish any and everything. We can get through everything together, like as a team. Like, I don't feel like there's nothing that we can't face,
Yeah.
Like, makes us stronger, makes us better. I'm just ready to just cherish life, appreciate life, live life. So anything can happen at any given moment. I'm just happy to be here, going through life with you, my love.
Yeah.
How has it changed you?
I think that what it did was my mindset about certain things. I think I got a little bit extreme for a while, because all I thought about was, if something happened to you, what would I do? And it definitely was a test.
Yeah.
It was definitely trying because, like, when you're about to lose, like the doctors came, they talked to me when she was, asleep and everything, and like right before I made that video, I had talked to the doctor, which is a part of the reason why I made it, because I was in shock, and they were telling me like she could have died, like another day, she could have died, and I guess it put a lot more precedent on what really mattered to me, but it definitely was a test because we really haven't had an argument in 6 months. Like everything has been really smooth for reasons, underlying reasons. There are things that have been really smooth, but it's not just been smooth. It's been more so like we've been trying a whole lot harder and being a lot more understanding and communicating a lot better. When issues arise, we do a better job of handling them than we did in the past. And so things have been smooth, but this was trying because this was a test, actual test to see where your priorities lied, where your mindset lied, and I think that I don't know that it made us stronger. I think that it showed how strong we truly were, and how much love was really in the household. I think that our faith really grew, and just the ability to depend on someone. You can love someone, you can be with someone, but being able to depend on someone is two very different things. And we've had some conversations in the last 6 weeks that were some really difficult conversations to have, but just understanding that we can depend on each other. I mean, we had a conversation earlier about finances, and just something like I see a lot of times where I usually would get defensive, not even trying to be defensive, but like just my inner trauma would make me defensive personally, and realizing that I have to like I can't ever really think personally, because I know that you're always looking out for us, and knowing that that's vice versa is really important, because we've always been not together, but like just the way that our lives have been together or outside each other, they were always like we had to kind of fend for ourselves.
Yeah.
And knowing that you can actually depend on this person, I think that it tested that, and we came out, strong together, knowing that we can really depend on each other when the going gets tough. I mean, I wasn't there the whole time when you was in surgery. I wasn't there at all when you was in surgery. I went home and I went to sleep, because the doctor told me, like, you need to go home and try to get some rest. She'll be out in like an hour and a half. We live, like 15 minutes from the place. So I was like, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. I need to get, kid on the bus. I wasn't like, I could have slept for an hour. I slept for like 2 hours. And I needed that 2 hours sleep. When we came home and we we slept all day. But I was there I was there. And we slept in that hospital bed together for a few hours, and we sat there and we found out about you being pregnant together, and we found out that you lost it together, and we moved together from then on. We found out about you getting funding for your school, and that I made plans just to make sure that you were taken care of, because like I told you, the most important thing to me was you finishing school. And I feel like, just personally, I've never had that before. I've never been in a situation where I'm thinking about someone else's best interest before mine, and thinking about us first. So, like, usually I have underlying motives. So just to have someone where I could just naturally just feel like I can always put us first because you put me first, and I put you first, and we're always putting each other first till our family comes first. We always put the kids. You know what I'm saying? The kids come first. We always communicate.
Mm-hmm.
This situation really it showed how much we really meet each other, and it built more trust.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know I'm rambling, but I think that was a big thing. But the biggest thing for me was it made me just really scared about losing you. Like every day, just thinking, I don't want something to happen to you.
Yeah. You weren't even sleeping.
Yeah, I was. I still can't sleep, but that's for other reasons. It's hard to sleep. It's like when I think about that hospital bed. That hospital was hard as hell.
It was terrible.
But I think about that a lot. And it's like when you sleep in the bed, it feels like sleeping on clouds.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather sleep in the kids' room. You know what I'm saying? Because the bed's a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And it feels a lot more comfortable than sleeping in our room. Like, it's just, I don't know, it kind of made me extreme. Like, you don't understand it until you actually go through losing. I see people, I'm talking about, I saw so many videos on TikTok of people losing their spouse and stuff. Like, my whole For You page changed. It was no longer basketball and wilding out and stuff. It was all just like couple support shit. And I'm talking about, it was so depressing. It was really depressing. Because I see people going through, it's like, I understand it now. Like, what if I would have lost? Like, I couldn't imagine waking up and you weren't there. That's a scary sight. Even in our old age, like, I can see 70, 75-year-old people and their spouse is gone. I thought about, my brother Jordan, and he lost his grandmother, a couple months back. And like, I thought about him, about his grandfather, and to wake up every morning without someone that you spent 40-something years with, that's gotta be like the most trying thing that you could possibly do, even as a man of faith. It's really difficult just to think about. We had 2 years, like, what if we get the next 40, 45? Like, I know it sounds selfish, but like, I couldn't imagine the pain that he gotta feel. So like, it brought a lot of things into perspective for me.
Yeah. Like,
it's just, I couldn't imagine losing you. And so now it's like, I don't even want you leaving the house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you doing anything except, stuff we need to do. I don't want to do nothing. I cancel memberships going out Eastport. I haven't been to Southeast. I haven't done anything. I don't like leaving, the area just because, I don't want you to have to worry. And I know we still got to live our life. We still have to go do stuff. We have big plans and stuff, but it just made me really extreme.
I think that's where we kind of went a little opposite, though, as far as like, you were a little extreme, like, as far as thinking about like, what if I lost her? And then my mindset went to like, cherish every moment with you, because anything can happen at any moment. But I'm just happy that we're still here, I think that we have a lot of great things coming, a lot of great things to look forward to. I'm just happy to spend my life with you, baby.
Yeah. So, what do you think about, because I remember you say that you talk about cherishing every moment, but when you came out that hospital for like a week at least, you were anti-baby. You were anti-conception. You did not want the thought of having another baby.
Well, yeah, because considering what just happened, like the thought of being pregnant, it was very scary. I mean, it still is, honestly. Like, just going through something that serious. And, I mean, I know it's more common than a lot of people realize, but it was very scary to me. It is very scary to me, just, you know, thought of going through something like that again. But I just feel like any and everything, it happens for a reason. So, you know, just have to keep my faith. And if something, you know, if we were to get pregnant again, or if we are pregnant again, whatever, then God has us covered. So can't live life in fear. But yeah, it was very scary.
So is that something that you want though?
I mean, right at this moment, like
I'm not saying right now.
I just got done with school.
I'm not saying right now. I'm saying like it's something that because you were saying that you don't ever in life want to take that chance again.
I mean, it's scary. It's very intimidating, but I just feel like if it happens, it's meant. I would be okay with it.
And what if you're pregnant right now?
I mean,
I'd be
okay. I mean, I would not be the happiest with the timing because I just finished school. I want to drive. But at the end of the day, as adults, we know what we're doing. Yeah. So it is what it is. But we'll just see what happens. For right now, I'm going to drive. Drive.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. So, that it?
Is that it?
I don't know.
Do you have anything you want to ask me, or why are you staring at me like that?
I was gonna say something crazy, but I decided not to.
Yeah, keep it PG.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We have to behave. Did y'all know that our whole channel got deleted?
Yeah, our whole channel got deleted.
Our whole channel.
And you know what's really
gone.
crazy about it? I think you were more so upset because you had posted a video and you were like, well, I'm so sorry, I won't post any more videos.
I was mad because
I was sitting there like, bro.
I hadn't posted like anything new. It was just like I post reels or shorts. There's shorts on YouTube. I post shorts from like our TikTok or Instagram, whatever. And so I'm at school, Cam texts me, was like, what did you post on YouTube? And I'm like, I posted, I think this was the day after Valentine's Day or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I just posted the videos we posted on Valentine's Day, like in shorts. He was like, our whole channel's gone. Like it got deleted. I said, what? I said, I didn't even post anything crazy.
It's so crazy because I was sitting here like, there is no way that my bad, y'all, is dying. I gotta rig it real quick. I don't feel like we almost done. I don't feel like making no more clips.
Yeah.
But no, real talk, like I didn't even know, cause I don't check down my emails because my emails I don't get alerts from my emails. I got all. So like, I have to actually go through my emails to see it. And I'm looking through my email, it says your page was deleted. I said, my chin? What? So I texted him like, yo, the channel got deleted because apparently we had multiple violations of inappropriate behavior.
We had we'd never got any warnings,
nothing. I went through the email. I'm like, bro, when did we get violation? We didn't have no warnings, no nothing. So I appealed it and everything, and 24 hours later it was back up. You were more so upset about that. I think the two things that got me was we were doing some good things. We had just got like 3,500 subscribers or whatever, 3,000 subscribers, whatever. But I literally watch all of my ESPN highlights. I work during the day, so I watch all my ESPN highlights and stuff. And I could not go on my phone and watch YouTube. So I'm logged into my brother's account. And so I had to go to his account. And his account, he got, 2 daughters and a son. So all his stuff is fucking Cocomelon and shit. I'm sitting here trying to cipher. I'm trying to get to ESPN, and his stuff, it doesn't like my page. Like my page, it looks like it's basically made for sports. Like if I go to ESPN, it has the ESPN tab open. I can go through the videos, whatever. Couldn't do that. So I just felt really uncomfortable. I'm a person, I like consistency. I don't like to wake up one day and then I gotta change my whole life around. Any blemish on my consistent day, it bothers me. So that was a really hard 24 hours. But the next day, got an email that said, oh yeah, we made a mistake. Wasn't no violation. We're sorry.
So
and then it was back up. I said, okay, well, first thing I did was I watched the ESPN.
Basically, like do all day, watch your basketball podcast and all
That's
that good
it.
stuff. You ready for another baby?
Am I ready for another baby?
Mm-hmm.
That is a really difficult question.
Yeah.
You know, am I ready for another baby? I think that with everything that just happened, I think that you being able to live out your dream is more important to me. And that's a part of the reason why I was acting the way that I was acting for like a couple weeks. Like it wasn't like because I wasn't aroused, but I know how we get when we, in those moments. And it's really difficult because I remember I think it was last week I had a moment where like I just lost it. Like I lost all type of stimulation, and it was because there was kids. I heard kids running around, and it was just not. It's not. I was reading something from somebody talking about that they would not care if the kids were crying or whatever. They would keep, you know what I'm saying, having, doing the do. And I just couldn't imagine, like, it was so unarousing to hear kids screaming, telling on each other and all that stuff while we're trying to do X, Y, and Z. And then it also hit me about, like, thinking about a baby. So that bothered me a little bit. And I just kind of lost it for, like, 4 or 5 minutes. I got it back, though. But it was that. But I want you to be able to live out your dream. I don't want to get in the way of that. And I feel like the way you are, I feel like a baby would get in the way of it. Before we had a conversation about it, but I just felt like, finish school. Because right before you even started, I was talking about, the possibility of having a baby, like, again, like right back. It was like, I want to, like, I just feel like it's terrible time. I want to get through school. And I was like, if I get pregnant, I can't drive. And then the other day, you said, well, if I get pregnant, I'm just because you brought up, you was like, I guess I'm going to have another baby. Like, you was like, I'm going to have another baby. And I was like, what? Like, I thought you, so what about driving? You was like, I'm just drive until I can't drive no more. And I was like, oh. I guess I'm a little bit more comfortable, but I don't want to get in the way of that because we have the rest of our lives. Like, I have shout out to Dominique Burdett because he really put some sense into my head about that a couple years ago. We have the rest of our lives to have a baby, and if we don't, that's just God's plan. Like, it is what it is. But one thing that I know that I have is you as my partner. So a baby isn't going to make or break our relationship. I'm not going to look back at 20, 30 years and be like, damn, I wish we had a baby. Like, we got enough kids, It's just, like, it's not going to faze me to say, okay, well, this one baby is going to make or break our lives. But I think that I just want you to be able to be happy. And I know that if you can't drive, you put a lot of perspective when you was like, okay, well, if we have a baby, I said I'm gonna be out of work for about 3 months because I'm gonna be on maternity leave. I can't drive with a big old stomach, which you're like 3 feet tall, so I don't know what big old stomach you're talking about. But you can't drive. Then after the baby gets here, who's gonna watch the baby? Who take care of the baby? He said you go in the office. So, so let's stay on the baby. So I'm gonna be home with the baby then too. And it's like we've talked about, you know, nannies and all that other stuff and daycare. We've talked about it. And I just think that that's becoming a bigger reality that we're going to be paying for daycare. But my big thing was I did not want to get in the way of that. And so like I literally got a calendar and I was like trying to tiptoe around the days of your period, figure out what days you were ovulating, and I just didn't want to get in the way of your school. Like that was your school and you being happy. You've been talking about this since I met you. Like this is what you want to do. And you talked about going to business for yourself and doing this and doing that, and social media happened. It happened out of nowhere. So you talked about doing that. But CDL is what you always talked about doing, you know, and just again having that comfortability that really, like, it's not about me, it's about us, and knowing that I got you regardless. You're not about to just jump up and leave me tomorrow. And if you did, I mean, like I said, that has definitely. Like, thank God we don't have a baby, you know what I'm saying, to tie us down and force, you know, responsibilities of I gotta stay here. I don't want that. You know that I'm big on that. It's I want you to always want to be here, not you have to be here. I don't like that, but that it offends me and insults me, to be honest. And I've been in situations like that. I don't want to be in a situation like that ever again. I told you that when I met you. So I don't want to be in any situation where we are having to I don't want to be in a situation where we have to be stuck with each other. So, and like just hearing you say, you know, we can do that later, that's reassuring now in my head, because back in the day I was like, oh no, if we don't do it now, I don't want to do it no more, because it's about what I want to do. But just knowing like, well, we got time.
I think we have other things that we want to accomplish first. So it's like, I mean, granted, babies are blessings either way, and things can still happen with one, but it's just like, it makes it so much easier to just get this stuff done first and have that, you know, foundation established.
Thank God all this stuff happened at this point in time. And I know that it sucks that what we went through, but thank God. I mean, and I tell you all the time, like, you know, early in our relationship, like we literally met, and you know, there's a very high possibility that you were pregnant when I met you. Well, I got you.
Like what?
I got you pregnant when I met you. There's a high possibility that you know that. And then we lost that baby.
You are like so federal.
But listen, hear me.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, but we talked about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about, like, you literally, your first words to me were, I want you to give me a daughter. That was the first thing you said to me. And I was all for it. And I imagine you know, I was celibate. I was thinking like, you know, I don't want no more kids. I told you that. You told me that before I met you. Then you said you want a daughter. I'm like, oh shit, well, I know something about you is when I want to be with you for the rest of my life. I knew that when I met you. Thank God that we did not, you know, that didn't happen, because there was a lot of stuff that we need to grow up, and you can't do those things. The things that we need to grow up with, I think it's a lot harder to do those things when you have a baby involved, because the reasons why we stayed in this relationship, the reason why we worked through the problems was because of love and commitment and faith and loyalty, not we have a baby, we have a family, we got to do this X, Y, Z. It wasn't because we're tied to each other. We literally stayed and we literally worked on this relationship. You know, brick by brick, we built this relationship, and it was real. It wasn't for any other reason outside of love and commitment and loyalty. I think that a baby would have put a wrench in that. I think that, you know, you finishing school, a baby would have put a wrench in that, because the way my brain was, I'm always real linear. I'm binary, zeros and ones. You have choices, you have options. This is your responsibility, you gotta do this. So it doesn't really matter what you want to do, what we have to do. You didn't have to do anything because you didn't have a fucking snot-nosed baby calling you mama at, you know what I'm saying, at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I think that it helped, you know, and then a week later after all this shit happened, you get that call saying, I can go to school. You about to go pay for school, and you got a call saying you can go to school for free. Like, that shit was real. Thank God. So now I'm just like, shit, I can wait a little bit longer. We've been there for 2 years now. Like, we just had an anniversary. I've been there for 2 years. I can wait longer. If it happens, it happens. If it don't happen, it don't happen. But it's a blessing that things happen the way they did, because, you know, where my career is going, where your career is going, we can afford the baby. I mean, could you imagine having a baby in a situation where we was in, you know, when everything, you know, fucked up back in like September 21, October 21? Could you imagine having a, you know what I'm saying, a 1-year-old last year? Like, that would have been, would you been able to go to school with a 1-year-old last year? You know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been a lot of responsibility. Imagine when the situation happened back in, after Thanksgiving. Think about how that would have messed with your mental. You know, just thinking about mortality and all that stuff. Having a baby, God knows what he's doing. So I wasn't impressed about it, but, you know, it just seemed like a couple weeks ago you were like kind of pressing, like, I want a baby now. Like, it's like I was like, Kiara, what are you doing? You're like, I want a baby.
Yeah, but realistically, we have things to accomplish first. I just have the mindset of, like, if it happens, it happens. Like, I wouldn't, you know, be like depressed or like, oh my God, no, if it happened. Like, if it happened, it was meant. Yeah, no. But yeah, if it's meant, then it'll happen. So I just at a point now, it's like I'm ready to live. I want us to accomplish everything.
Yeah.
Like, all this stuff we've been talking about, we're coming for it. And that's where my mind is.
We got to travel. I'm like, gonna do the food reviews and do the restaurants and the, you know, collaborating with restaurants and businesses and all that. Like, we can't do that. They said we can.
It's just like, it's a lot easier without.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I would love to have a baby right now. My big thing was you being happy and content. And I know you. And if you would have got pregnant in the middle of school, you would not have been happy, because the second you find out you pregnant, you gonna start you throwing up everywhere. Then your mood swings. You don't want to get out of bed. I mean, you didn't get out of bed for like 4 weeks, and it was like, I don't want that to be the case. I'd rather you know what I'm saying, be happy. The happier you are, the happier we are. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you're pregnant now, to be honest. But no, you ain't taking no goddamn test. So you gonna go to the doctor, and it'll be what it is. But like I said, our relationship is que sera, sera. So I'm ready to go on vacation. I'm over here, I gotta plan shit out based on what you can do, what you can't do. Cause shit, we talking about going to Cancun. Can't go to Cancun because what if
Cause then you be doing it up. Listen, y'all.
How am I doing it up?
Because
I'm just saying, can't go to Dominican Republic because you want to be able to party and do all this other stuff. Where you going?
They don't know that if we don't party, they don't know I'm party. Easy.
You gonna just leave me here?
I'm thirsty.
You thirsty? You couldn't do it no more? Well, yeah. I mean, either way, I mean, you can go wherever, and if you don't party, they gonna know. So you can be at the party. You can
That would be that first stop. Until you started talking about being pregnant.
Listen. By the time, if that was the case, by the time all that happened anyway, they'd be a couple months from finding out anyway. They'd be right there.
So anyways.
But she's not pregnant, so there's no big surprise. We're not holding nothing back, I promise you.
But if I was to ever get pregnant, y'all won't know until I go into the delivery room. Just know that. I would just pop out with a newborn.
Apparently, we do it for followers.
I know, right?
We do it for followers, so we gonna tell everybody 2 weeks in advance. You're gonna be, we gonna be 2 months pregnant. Y'all look my baby bump. Y'all look, it's my baby bump. You see the baby kicking?
Oh my gosh!
At 2 months pregnant, it's my baby kicking.
Basically. So yeah.
Like that's crazy.
So that is basically it. We've been chilling and just ready to travel and all that good stuff. And make sure y'all like the video, leave some comments, subscribe. We appreciate all the love and support. Are you sleepy?
That's a big one.
All right, so yeah, we love y'all. Thank y'all as always for supporting us and tuning in. And we'll see y'all in the next video.
Tell me I wanna know some girl I see. Could just go with the motion. One thing I know for sure, you girl